only on DAZN.
Normally, in a fight at this size, you would know 12 weeks that you're fighting Canelo Alvarez. One thing through this pandemic, I think if you stay fit and you don't balloon in weight, I think shorter camps are more effective for fighters. And I think quite a few people have found that. You know, some people do 12-week camps. I think people have been doing more 6 to 8 week camps, and I think that they're fresher going into the fight. So the one thing that fascinates me about Callum is so relaxed.
Yeah.
So relaxed, honestly. Like when we made the fight out here, and I think sometimes you fight someone like Canelo or you fight someone like Triple G and you're kind of like overawed. Like Rocky Fielding was like, he just totally overawed with the occasion. Got in there and just, you know. But Callum won't do that, and the difference is Callum's going to try and win. And he's going to try and win by knocking. Not by being reckless, but by taking his chances when they present themselves. And he will let his hands go at the times that he thinks is the right time to let his hands go, which could be dangerous as well.
Yeah.
But that's why you'll get such a great fight, because trust me, he ain't coming to survive or try and steal the fight. He knows I have to hurt him and I have to take my chances when they're there.
You know, it's a tough question to the promoter. Do you feel that Callum Smith has to win the fight?
No, because I think the judges are solid. I mean, Steve Weisfeld, these guys, they're very good judges. And I don't think, you know, you're always at a disadvantage at the start of the fight because you're fighting Canelo Alvarez. And I know we're not in Mexico, but we're not far.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be a great atmosphere, even with 12,000 there on Saturday. So I think he's got to do more than he would have to do if the fight was in the UK. And he's not thinking, I have to knock him out to win, but he's thinking, I need to win well. But he definitely, Joe said more, he's going for the knockout. But Callum's saying, I'm not, I'm just, you know, I want to win well, but I will be trying to knock him out. And that's something that in Canelo's last 2 fights, three fights actually, none of his opposition have really tried to do it. Jacobs never tried to knock him out, really, because he was fucked at the weight. Kovalev never really tried to knock him out, did he? I mean, he didn't really go in there and let his hands go. I know, because it's easier said than done.
But it was a close fight, even still.
It was a close fight, he was behind. And by the way, Canelo has to let his hands go faster in this fight, I think, than he did in the Kovalev fight, because he can't afford to give Callum that kind of time, that kind of distance, that kind of space in this fight. I think if I was Canelo Alvarez, I'd be looking to box Callum Smith like I boxed Rocky Fielding, which was to come on the front foot, to walk him down and try and be aggressive early. But that's also very dangerous against someone that can punch very hard.
Do you think Canelo took that he agreed to fight Callum Smith now because maybe he's catching him on short, or he thinks maybe he's catching him on short?
No. I think he could have boxed Yildirim, he could have boxed probably, I don't know, Plant. I mean, he had a lot of offers to fight various people, but he wanted to fight Callum Smith because he's number 1 at 168. He's got the Ring Magazine belt, and he thought, I believe I can beat him. And I believe it's a stat. When you look, in 2019, he boxed Danny Jacobs for his world middleweight title. Then he boxed Kovalev for his world light heavyweight title. And the next fight, he's fighting Callum Smith for his super middleweight world title. I mean, it's a great run.
No, absolutely.
I know.
He said, Billy Joe Saunders said the week when he fought Martin Murray, that no one came to him about fighting Canelo this time.
Yeah, well, he ruled himself out publicly.
Summer, right?
No, well, same. I mean, in September. Yeah, and then we put the Murray fight together. But he made it quite clear that he wouldn't take less than what he wanted for the fight, even in the pandemic. So it was never even worth discussing. But the deal was done with Billy Joe Saunders to fight in Cinco de Mayo.
No, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he flew over for the press conference.
Yeah.
It was that close. So, but it was never, the amount of money available, he wouldn't have taken the fight. So it was never even a discussion.
Did Callum get close to what he was offered?
Yeah. Well,
Before, I mean.
Callum Smith came down to get the fight initially. This was at Cinco de Mayo. And then again slightly, I think for September, he got pretty much what he wanted, but it was less than what Billy Joe wanted.
So Eddie, earlier you mentioned that you noticed that fight camps don't need to be necessarily as long during the pandemic. What else have you learned from these different times that maybe you keep going forward?
Having fighters in a bubble earlier and getting the media. Like I felt like if you've got a fighter here, it's a lot easier to get access to them, right? So like today, I know we've got less media here, but you had your time with Canelo and Callum Smith, and normally in the wild, circus, you might not get time, or fighters are stuck in here, so they actually don't mind doing things during the week. So we get more access to them. The broadcaster gets more access to them. Production-wise, I've really enjoyed the noise, of the punches landed, the noise of the corners interacting, I think for me that's probably the main things, is just getting more access to the fighters. I've actually enjoyed doing press conferences like we did today for each individual fight, rather than getting 20 people sitting up at a table or asleep or on their phone. You can just get two guys interacting, and then loads of stuff we've learned, loads of stuff, and we just don't know how it's going to progress. We have to have the ability to keep the business and the sport moving behind closed doors, because it might be like that for a while. Some events next year for us will be behind closed doors early. We'll be pushing for crowds. Chocolatito against Estrada is a good example of a fight that I would like to do at the Dignity Health, for example.
Love that place.
Yeah, so do I. I think for a fight like that as well. But there is a strong chance that in March, in California, you won't be allowed. So we're going to see how we get on this. The problem is, we've spent tens of thousands on stewarding and security to make sure we can try and maintain social distancing. Because if it goes wrong, it's really on us and the venue and the commission. So whilst it's great to have fans back, there is an extreme cost of policing it and making sure it's safe. So that's, but I think, obviously you've got Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell coming to Texas as well. Hopefully some other states will open up, maybe Arizona. Phoenix was a wild crowd when we went there for Chavez Jacobs. So we'll have to see how things open up.
So you basically going to have to go back to Florida tomorrow for Triple G, then back to Texas here for Canelo on Saturday, back to the UK, and then back to Texas for Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that fight, but I do have a family holiday booked in the Caribbean. So I'm trying to find a way to get from the Caribbean to Dallas and then back again without being slung out of either country. So I might have to watch that one on the app. So.
Only on DAZN.